Hello, I'm Sean Lean. I'm the President of the Legislative Council in the Victorian Parliament, and I'm here to give you an update of this week's sitting. This week there was three pieces of legislation debated in this chamber. One of them was the Early Childhood Legislation Amendment Premises Approval in Principle Bill. Established approval in principle process for certain types of education and care service premises to improve the safety of children attending centre-based education and care services located in multi-storey buildings. There was the Transport Legislation Bill which amends various transport-related acts to ensure continued effective operation. There was the Environment Legislation Amendment Circular Economy and Other Matters Bill, which clarifies the cost recovery mechanism of the container deposit scheme, which was recently established around Victoria. There was a number of other debates in this chamber during the week. Some very interesting debates. One was a debate around harvesting wild caught venison for donation for food charities. There was debate around the suburban rail loop and also nuclear activities. And there was also a call for documents relating to gas and electricity supplies and public housing sites. As usual, as I always say, outside this chamber around the Parliament, there is a lot of events going on, a lot of very interesting events, I've got to say. Transcend Australia, the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Marie Edwards, hosted a breakfast in Parliament House with Transcend Australia, who works to support families and protect the rights of transgender and diverse and non-binary young people. There was another event, an afternoon tea for National Survivors Day, and members were invited to a briefing and afternoon tea to mark National Survivors Day, a day that recognises and commemorates the courage and journeys of survivors of sexual assault and institutional abuse. And in Queen's Hall hosted Seafood Showcase, Victorian Seafood Showcase, which is close to a lot of people's hearts in here. The Victorian Fisheries Authority, in partnership with the Seafood Industry Victoria, held an event highlighting the excellence of our state's seafood industry. There was also La Trobe University hosted an event on the future of agriculture and food. So as I said, that's only a snapshot of the events that were held here during the week. So next sitting week, there's a number of bills that to be debated, and next sitting week will be the last sitting week for 2023. So the bills that this chamber will debate is the Correction Amendment Parole Bill 2023 and Non-Fatal Strangulation Bill 2023. And I'm sure there'll be a number of other interesting debates in this chamber that sitting week, and I will give you an update after we do it.